What is good, everyone? This is your host, Deanna with Label Free Podcast. Live your best life. You must live label free. I have a really exciting guest with us. He is on an incredible mission. He is a serial entrepreneur, an investor, a speaker, a philanthropist, an author, and on a mission to impact 1 billion lives. Please welcome Reynaldo Santana to the show. Reynaldo, thank you for joining us today. Can you please tell the audience a little bit about your background?
First of all, I love the energy. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you, everyone, for listening today to this podcast. My name is Reynaldo Santana. I'm here from Massachusetts, and I'm a second-generation person here from the U.S. My parents came from the Dominican Republic, and I'm proud of them. I'm proud of my generation, my history, and I'm also full of many energy and many dreams to impact the world, especially 1 billion people, which is part of my motto. And basically, about myself, I mean, like I mentioned, I'm from Massachusetts. I have two businesses and a for-profit because those are my vehicles to impact 1 billion people. And I'm here today to share about what that is and how I help people, Deanna.
Yeah, I love that. So, I mean, you've already done so much. So your parents, I'm sure, are very proud of you. I mean, we see all the plaques and the awards and the wall behind you. So you are definitely a type A, I'd say. So tell us a little bit about your businesses, and then we're going to get into the other stuff. And so how you are impacting 1 billion people and what that mission is all about.
Sure. So we can start with Impact Annex. Basically, I help for-profit organizations create a strategic philanthropic arm to their business, which means leading with education. So we set them up with a digital nonprofit, which doesn't mean a physical store or anything else or an office space. No, it's just a website where you take what you already know in your mind with your for-profit business and you educate people on what you do and how you help them. So that once people are attracted, you can service them with your for-profit. And now we position them with a Google nonprofit grant where they're able to achieve $120,000 of ad credit every single year for a lifetime to attract people for them.
That's amazing.
People, when they hear that, like, what?
Yeah,
I said, Google it, Google nonprofit ad grant. You'll see that they give you $120,000 per year for a lifetime just to have that nonprofit and educate people. So we teach people in the 8-week course kind of, we get the grant for them, but also what to do with that grant. How do you scale up? How do you use it for your nonprofit and for-profit? And we believe that if we can educate people on, hey, give before you receive, we can make a big impact worldwide. Because I've gone to business school, I've had my own businesses, and I've learned that they ingrain with sell, push people, and we forget the fundamental reason why we got into business. That was to kind of solve a problem, to fulfill a need, help people overall. And as a society, I think we forgot about that. And this is a way to kind of educate people once again to give before you receive. And we do that through a nonprofit by educating people.
I love that. And so the 120,000, so you said nonprofit or for-profit, is it strictly for nonprofit organizations?
Yes. So you have to be a 501c3 status nonprofit in the US. And this program is globally available to any nonprofits. Thing is, we help people how to align it with your for-profit. So for example, let's say you are into, selling software, right? Which is big now, tech. On your nonprofit, you can educate people via podcasts, via webinar presentation, via books, courses, workshops, educate people on software. What is software and what your software can do for them? So what's going to happen is that you have this 10,000 per month ad credits to bring all that traffic, target people to your nonprofit to educate them. And as you educate them, you're building your authority. You're building trustworthiness, right? You're building value. And when people see that, that naturally converts into business for you, because for people to access your content, you can have them, put their first name, last name, email to view your content, and you're building that mailing list in the back end. And you can follow up. Hey, Cindy, thanks so much for seeing my workshop on Software Tech 101. Hopefully you loved it. If you did, there's more content here available. And if you want to partner up or like to try the software out, please visit me at this website where I can service your needs, which is a for-profit business. And that person automatically will do it because, again, you took the time to educate them. Now they're respecting, they trust you because you showed your value and worth.
I feel like this day and age, where people have kind of are sick and tired of the same old sales pitch, like coming after
Yeah,
them. And so to create something where you're giving back is going to get more of a buy-in from your potential customer. And, also creates more loyalty there as well. You're giving them something and in turn they're like, oh, maybe I'll give them a shot because they are the expert or, whatever. And you can go that's sales pitch after the fact,
that's
which
right.
yeah, which makes more of an impact. I mean, I've been in sales, so I actually was a business development manager for an IT company. They dissolved my role, so I'm unemployed now, which is fine. It's fine. My fiance says that I don't need to work. So like, if you find something you like, then go ahead and do it. But he knows that I love the podcasting, so I'm good right now. But I
Awesome.
noticed that when I was super successful before in sales, like the typical approach doesn't work anymore. An organization really has to figure out how to generate those leads from a way that is going to interest your target customer and also build credibility and trust.
That's right. And you and I can agree on the same thing that consumers, they're changing the way they buy,
Yeah.
right? A lot of us go to Google or some sort of search engine first and
Yep.
start typing what's the difference between X, Y, and Z? Why should I do this? Or how do I do this? There's just a lot more due diligence process now involved. And that it obligates you as a business owner or as a business to have a digital blueprint in this world today. Because if you don't have a digital blueprint, then you kind of scam me, kind of red flags, and it's just no, I'm not gonna buy from you. So it's true what they say. Content is king today in society. You have to have a blueprint out there, and this is what this does for you. Basically, this grant and this nonprofit, it puts you in a thought leadership role where you're educating and value first, and that's what people want. So, and that's what things are going.
Do you have a success story, like a type of business you could share with us, like what they do, what they offered for like the non-for-profit side of things that translated into business for them?
Yeah, definitely. So there's a gentleman named Jason who, believe it or not, has a marketing business. So SEO, blogging, content writing, all that sort of things. And basically, Jason came to us saying, "Hey, I need help because I'm spending so much money into marketing, about $3,000-4,000 a month, into advertising, and I'm not getting really what I'm looking at in terms of results."
Yeah.
So he came to us saying, "Help us," or help me in some ways. So then we created this digital nonprofit and I said, dude, is there a cause that you care about? I mean, it doesn't have to align with your for-profit, but is there something you care about?
Right.
He's like, I've always wanted to help people with their finances. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but I know about a certain topic very well, and that's called infinity banking, which I'm sure some of us have heard of that before. But basically, it's about using your whole life policy as a bank, and you can borrow against yourself, and it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, we got him the grant. He created his landing page with all the details. He created a nice, beautiful video. He took 30 minutes to explain what it is, what's the impact, how do you implement it, and believe it or not, within a month and a half, the guy had already about 100, 150 leads per week converting into customers. And again, his main focus is marketing,
right?
But again, it's not this infinity banking sort of concept. But he's getting so much leads. So what he did was he just partnered up with kind of an insurance firm, and basically he kind of had those conversations with them, helped them to a certain limit, and then pass it forward to the insurance company. They helped him out, and he got himself passive income for each of those customers. So not only that, it grew his reputation on this kind of infinity banking, but it created passive income, but also relationship with these folks that some of them were business, some were not business, but those that were business customers, they converted into his marketing customers as well, because he's able to provide value to them on a certain topic, but build trust with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful story because he went there with one need, but then he had two solutions that came out from it and multiple benefits.
Yeah.
So that's Jason, and his testimonial is also on our website.
Hey Dad, how you been? What's going on?
Well, not too much. Spring cleaning time.
Well, did you weed whack? Did you get the carpets cleaned? Because I know Mom's all about that, so I want to make sure we're ready to go.
Well, yeah. I got the gutters clean. That's about it.
That's it? Well, when I said weed whack and all that and the carpet, I kind of meant like the Manscaped 4.0. It's a little more personal.
I understand, yeah.
Works awesome.
Have you tried this?
I have tried it and it works wonders. It really does, yeah.
Okay, this is pretty cool. And see, it comes with an LED light And I understand it's waterproof.
It is waterproof. It works well. I tried it. It's a good product. It's a great product. I've tried other ones, and they're just so noisy, and they don't cut very well.
Wow, that's really good, Mike. Where do we get this?
Well, you can get it at manscaped.com, and while you're at manscaped.com, you know that we got a code, so we get it cheaper.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of a discount can we get?
We can get it at label-free 20, and it gives you 20% off the product, and it gives us free shipping. And I've tried some of the other products there because they got these all new premier products. Like this here, it's a deodorant.
Now, is it for underarm or other places, or
I tried, but it's for the underarm.
Okay.
That's where it's at. And you can also get it at manscaped.com. Same code. We're using the code again. Label free 20. Label free 20%
off and free shipping.
Free shipping. How can you go wrong with that, right?
Wonderful.
So how often do you do your it's an 8-week course?
It's an 8-week course. It's a basic video series.
Okay.
You have access to it. You follow it, and we give you support. Because one thing that you'll notice on the Google nonprofit program is that Google doesn't give you support. You can't speak to anybody. You can't email anybody. All you have is heavy, heavy, heavy documentation. They assume we're all tech nerds, but we're not.
Yeah.
So we get you the grant. We'll give you the kind of the A to Z process on, let's get you all set up, get your website, landing pages, your offers, what that strategy will look like. And let's scale you up with Google Ads platform, and also give you some sort of best practices and do's and don'ts and weekly supports. So that's what we do for people. I mean, it's about really, getting something and scaling up, because many businesses have, they've shut down or they got hurt by COVID, and they don't have $5,000-$10,000 to spare for marketing, all right? And they don't even have a lot of workers. So this is a way for us to kind of, help businesses thrive in this society, in this economy that, is happening.
Sure. I never heard about the Google thing. How long does that take for you to get for your clients?
So if you're in the US, so the whole process of getting the grant takes about a month and a half.
Oh, okay.
Right? However, if you are a U.S. nonprofit, like I mentioned, one of the requirements is to have a 501c3 status.
Okay.
So in the U.S., sucks because it takes about 6 to 16 weeks to get that 501c3 status from the IRS.
Yeah.
If you're from any other country, like Canada, literally the whole process can be done in 3 months.
Oh, wow.
Very quickly. Wow. So it depends, but it's worth it because there is some tax incentives, by the way, if you have a U.S. nonprofit.
For sure. I know I was looking into doing that for, like, was involved with someone that wanted to start a rescue, and I was looking into the whole process for him, and it's a very tedious process, and you've got to mark all those boxes correctly.
Yes. The good thing is that we have an internal partner that works with our teams that we guarantee the grant, and we also guarantee the 501c3 status. So that's a good thing.
With that.
Yes. So again, we do the whole package for you, so you don't have to go here. No. We're about taking headaches out from the inclusion.
Sure.
So yes.
That's amazing. And so, what do you mind saying? Is there like a fixed cost with all that, or is there a sliding scale of what you offer?
There's a fixed cost. If you are in the U.S. and you like to do this whole process with us, it's $9,800.
Okay.
If you're in any other country, it's $5,000.
Okay. And then
only once. That's it.
Okay. Oh, that's very nice. Okay. And then is that broken up over payments, or is that like a one-time shot? Like, do you work with people in terms of financially to make that happen? Yeah.
So we understand that some folks, they're going through some rough times, and that's understandable. They want money to be the issue here. So we do provide financing for people. So they can break it down to different options for them.
That's awesome. And so where can people find more information out about what you do?
Yes, www.impactannex.com, and I advise everyone to go to that website, watch the webinar for a half hour where I explain about everything about this, and also there's a big FAQ section with common questions to answer your questions.
I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that. You guys will put that link in the show notes. But I have a question. What inspired you to create this type of opportunity for people?
Yeah, so Impact Annex is just part of a big vision that I have. Basically, the other nonprofit that I have or other business is called ESG Housing Inc. Now, that nonprofit is about building affordable homes for people. Now, I grew up in the projects, right? I came from, low income family, and my goal in life was always to give back to my parents, support them, give them the experience to live life and not just always work.
Yeah.
And also being part of this low income community, I saw the struggles, I saw the needs, I saw what was accessible to us, the access. And as I grown up, I mean, all these things you see here for me is a storyboard, and it's also my journey. It inspires me because I started from nothing, and I had to really work my butt off and go through racial discriminations, go through negativity, suffering, crying, sleeping at university, sleeping in my pickup truck. I mean, there's a lot to my story, but this will take another podcast to talk about.
For sure. We'll have to do like a follow-up, but like that's what builds that character and it builds that drive. Like that you find the lesson in the struggle, right? I mean, I've gone through a lot of my own struggles. And so people that are going through it, I think it's good for them to hear that the struggle is not forever. I mean, it could be forever if you make bad choices, right? But make good choices, work hard, keep your, stay focused and dedicated. And it's amazing what you can do.
That's correct, Deanna. That's so 100% correct. So that has led me to kind of what that vision is and what that purpose that's bigger than myself is. And basically, the nonprofit ESG Housing Inc. is going to build affordable green houses for people. That means green technologies. And I'm using this machine called 3D printing technology, which is basically a robotic arm that prints houses very quickly. There's no waste, it's less labor, it's all green. And I kind of call it the bring your house alive kind of concept, where you can interact with your home with your cell phone and you can collect the data. But basically it's for those tenants that live there in the different communities throughout the US, I want all the cash flow to kind of go around all the communities so that if one day a family can't afford rent, I got you covered. If you don't have internet access, I'll pay for your bills when it comes to internet, because I want you to have access to education. Not only that, but if you already had a previous career and you lost your job, or you want to start your own business, or you have a skill set that you know so much, I want to give you the resources to start your business. And Impact Annex will sponsor you to open up that nonprofit, right? Do the same kind of model, kind of educate people. Let's get that traffic in there. Let's build your business and kind of, grow your income and not rely on corporate life. If sometimes that's not reliable, or other type of jobs, you just can't rely on. Unfortunately, I've been there. I've been let go before, and you can't rely on it. So creating more independence for people, empowering them, and kind of so everything I do works together.
Sure, I see that. I see how it all is intertwined.
Exactly. So the cash flow that I built from Impact Annex basically is to help grow this nonprofit ESG to fund.
So have you started, do you have any homes in process right now?
So we have a project here in Massachusetts that's happening in my local town that we're working with the mayor to kind of build. It's not a home project, but it's more of a pavilion or a commercial kind of building. As I kind of look at it as like a pilot program, right?
I got you.
Because 3D printing is still new for many folks. So we're building that first pilot. If that goes well, that just opens up doors to, houses and buildings.
For sure. Wow, that is very exciting.
Yes. So again, it's a big vision, but I'm looking forward to it. And through podcasts, through partnerships, through sharing my vision, I just have people that are attracted to me, and we work together to make that happen.
So when is the due date for the project that you have in Massachusetts?
So it starts in September, the building. It's been about a year of negotiations back and forth, lawyers agreeing, right? But September is when we start building things for people. And then we have several people interested already throughout the US, even in Mexico and Peru. They want about 200, 500 houses built. So we're partnered with universities here in Massachusetts to kind of provide data, case studies, also the public policy, because there is some roadblocks. I mean, with every new technology, every new idea, there's roadblocks you have to go through. Communication, you have to show feasibility studies. People don't see that, but there's a lot of work that happens in the back end to make.
I can only imagine. I've heard of 3D printers, but the examples I've seen have been like on the smaller scale. Something you're talking about is massive, and just like I can't even imagine all the red tape behind all that and how it gets built with the 3. I mean, it kind of blows my mind a little bit, but very cool, very exciting. You're gonna have to keep us posted how that goes, and we'll bring you back in like October or whenever it's gonna be done, and tell us how everything like turned out.
Happy to do that, Deanna. Happy to do that. The journey is long. I mean, if you know more about my background, the past 10, 11 years, I've been in tech. I've been a tech nerd, which is, using AI, virtual reality, augmented reality, all within business development roles and product management. I've also lived in Mexico and San Francisco, Florida. I mean, I've been around. And the crazy fact is I only started real estate 2 years ago, so I can't say I'm an expert in developing.
Sure.
But what I do is, like I mentioned, I share the vision. I partner with people, I learn from them, and I start executing. So in some ways, I'm paving the roads or the path for 3D printing multifamily and single homes for other places. And again, it's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about just being able to kind of effectively communicate that vision, that energy, and you take action. Because I lost my job during COVID 2020. I mean, I was head of BD for a great startup in Czech Republic. Okay. And I lost my job, and I'm like, shit, I just got married like 2-3 months ago. I'm not stable. Oh my God. Right? Yeah. But it happens to all of us. Yeah. And just to show people who are listening today, it really comes up to this, your mindset.
Yes. Yeah.
Take an action, right? Yeah. Take that first step. Do it. Make it happen. Even if, let's say, I'm thankful I had a savings account to rely on, but some others don't have that.
Yeah.
So I tell folks, listen, it just takes half hour, 1 hour a week to work on your dreams, work on that next process, the next chapter in your life while you work maybe that 9 to 5. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. But you have to make the initial step.
I totally agree. That was beautiful. I don't even know if you need to do any like last words of wisdom or advice, because that was it right there.
I have to, Deanna. I have to leave the public with this. And that is don't look at fear as, oh, I'm scared of something. Because we all grown up with, I don't know why, but we all grown up with the word fear in our minds as being scared of something. Yes. But if we can reshift our mind to see fear as face everything and rise.
Woo, I like that.
That changes everything, right? Yeah. Oh, one more. Look at failure or failing, right? We're all scared of fail. I got it. Change that mindset to first attempt in learning.
Oh, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna have to put those acronyms in the show notes, because that was awesome. Or I'm gonna use that as like a audiogram, because man, that was really good. I've never heard
that. Yeah, if we teach our kids that, and we even shift our own mindset, that's gonna change generations to come. That will change everything.
I would agree. Reynaldo, thank you so much for being a guest on our show today. Please keep us posted on your journey so we can have you back and update the audience. Best of luck to you in impacting 1 billion lives. It sounds like you are on a roll and you're going to make that happen. So we're happy to be a part of that and just to get your message out there. You guys, this is your host, Deanna Reynaldo with Label Free Podcast. Live your best life. You must live label free. Please don't forget to comment, share, review, all those good things. And I'll be back soon with more dynamic guests.